Hello everyone, my name is Pankaj Kumar. I am MSc Chemistry final year student at IIT Jodhpur. Today in this video, we will derive rate constant expression for first order reaction and its half-life time. So let's start. Let's assume there is a chemical reaction A to B. Here A reactant is converting into product B. In chemical kinetics, we have to write rate for this chemical reaction. So according to rate law, rate is directly proportional to concentration of reactant. Here reactant is A and concentration of reactant we can write as a big bracket. When we remove this proportionality sign, we have to put a constant K, that is called rate constant for this reaction, and we have to write 1 here because we are assuming that this is a first order reaction. Okay. We can also write rate for this chemical reaction in another way according to rate law. We know that rate is change in concentration with respect to time. So change in concentration means dA upon dt. Here reactant is consuming into the product, and for product we can also write dB upon dt. We are know that with respect to time, reactant A is converting into product B. It means with time our reactant concentration is decreasing, so we have to put negative sign here. And with respect to time our product is forming, it means concentration of product is increasing, so we have to put positive sign here. Here you can see unit for rate is unit of rate. So rate is change in concentration with respect to time. So unit of rate is concentration upon time. We are taking concentration in here mole per liter. So unit will be mole per liter upon time. So unit will be mole, liter inverse and time inverse. Okay. Let's assume this is equation number 2. When we equate equation 1 and 2, we can also write this as minus dA upon dt is equal to dB upon dt is equal to Ka. For calculating rate expression, rate constant expression, we have to integrate this expression. So you are seeing here that these are two different variables, so we can't integrate them. But here you are seeing that these are same variable A, so we can integrate that and we can write that minus dA upon dt is equal to Ka. For integrating, we have to separate them variable into different things. dA upon A is equal to K dt. We have to put negative sign here. When we integrate them, we have to know these two formula, that is dx upon x. Integration of dx upon x will be ln x and integration of dx will be x. By using these two formula we can integrate this expression. We get ln a is equal to minus k, because we know that k is rate constant. This is constant quantity, so we can write this outside the integration sign, and integration of dt will be t, because here we are doing indefinite integral, so we have to put a constant here that is known as integration constant. For evaluating this integration constant, we can assume that at time t0 our reactant concentration, that is A will be A0. We are assuming that, so we can put this here. So this expression will be ln A0 is equal to minus k. When we put t is equal to 0 here, plus I this will be ln a0 is equal to, this term will be 0 and I. So rate integration constant I will be ln a0. So we can put this integration constant in this expression, then we get ln a is equal to minus kt plus ln a0. So this is the rate constant expression for first order reaction. We can also write in this rate constant expression in another form, like when we write this term in left side kt, this will be ln a0 minus ln a. As we know that we can use this logarithm formula, that is ln m minus ln m minus ln will be ln m upon n. So using this logarithm formula we can write in another form, that is kt is equal to ln a0 upon a. Here a0 is initial concentration for the reactant and this is the final concentration. We can also write this expression in another form, that will be, we know that when we change this natural log into natural ln into log, we have to multiply 2.303 into log. So we can also write this kt is equal to 2.303 log a0 upon a. So when we convert this, we get the value for rate constant, that is k is equal to 1 upon t 2.303 log a0 upon a. So this is the rate constant expression for first order reaction. So one main important thing is that first order reaction never completes. We will see in our solved question this thing. We will prove this, that why first order reaction never completes. When we take example first order reaction, we can say that there are many examples of first order reaction. That is nuclear reaction. All nuclear reaction will follow first order reaction, and hydrogenation of ethene is a first order reaction. Now we will see different graph for first order reaction. So these are two different expression for rate constant for first order reaction. Now we will plot graph for each case. Let's take first case. We know that state line equation is y equal to mx plus c. When we compare this equation with this equation, we find that we can consider this ln a as y axis and time t is our x axis. When we want to plot graph between ln a and time t, our time t is x axis and ln a is y axis. When we plot graph, we got this line, because here you are seeing that our slope is negative and intercept is c is equal to ln a0 and slope will be minus k. Now let's take second case. We want to plot graph between ln a0 upon a and time t. So our y axis is ln a0 upon a and x axis is time t. When we compare this equation with straight line equation, we get that y is equal to mx. Here there is no intercept, so our graph will look like this. There is no intercept, there is a linear graph and slope will be slope of graph will be rate constant k. So now we can rewrite this equation in another form. We know that when we change ln into log, we have to multiply 2.303 into ln. So this will change into 2.303 log a is equal to minus kt is equal to minus kt plus 2.303 log a0. We can divide every term by 2.303. Then we will get equation log a is equal to minus kt upon 2.303 plus log a0. So this is our final expression. Now we want to plot graph between log a and time t. So our y-axis is a log a and time t is x-axis. While we compare this equation with straight line equation, that is y equal to mx plus c, we got a graph like this. Here you can see intercept will be log a0 and slope will be minus k upon 2.303. Let's take this second case. We can also rewrite this equation in another form. That is, when we want to plot graph between ln a and time t, so we have to change this into ln a upon ln a0. So we are changing ln a upon a0 upon a into ln a upon ln a0. This sign will be negative, minus kt. When we take anti-ln on both sides, this equation will change into a upon a0. This term will be e to the power minus kt. We can also write this a is equal to a0 e to the power minus kt. So this is our final expression. Now we want to plot graph between concentration A and time t. So we are assuming that our y-axis is time A and x-axis is time. Our y-axis is concentration A and our x-axis is time t. When we plot graph between concentration A and time t, we got a graph like this. Because here you are seeing that E is an exponential function, so graph of exponential function is this type. But here you can see there is a negative sign, so our graph is decreasing. So using this different graph, you can solve question where you have asked that you can derive rate constant and time and different concentration for using this graph. We can calculate. Now we will see derivation for half-life time for a first order reaction. So we have already derived rate constant expression for first order reaction, that is k is equal to 1 upon t 2.303 log a0 upon a. Using this expression, we have to derive half-life time for first order reaction. Let's assume there is a chemical reaction A to B. Here A reactant is converting into product B with time. So at time t is equal to 0, our reactant concentration is, let's assume, is A0. Okay, so our product concentration is 0. And at time t is equal to t half. T half means half lifetime for a reaction. What do you mean by half lifetime? It means our 50% reaction is complete. It means our 50% reactant is converted into products. then our final concentration will be half of initial concentration, that will be A0 by 2. So we can derive half lifetime using this rate constant expression, that is we can write this T is equal to 1 upon K 2.303 log A0 upon A. So we are deriving half life, so we can write T half is equal to 1 upon K 2.303 log A0, and here our 50% reaction is complete, so our final concentration is half of initial concentration, that is A0 by 2. When we solve this equation, this A0 will be cancelled by this A0 and we get the expression, that is 1 upon K 2.303 log this 2 will be above. As we know, value of log 2 is 0.3010. When we put this value in this equation, we get 1 upon K 2.303 into 0.3010. When we multiply this 2.303 into 0.3010, we get T half is equal to 0.693 upon K. So this is our final expression for half lifetime, that is T half is equal to 0.693 upon K. So here you can see this, you can say that our half lifetime does not depend on the concentration of reactant or product. So we can also derive unit for rate constant using this equation. K will be T half upon 693. So this is our time. So unit of time is, we can say time, unit of, this is time and this is constant. So there is no unit. It means unit of our rate constant will be, sorry, when we write this equation for rate constant, K will be 0.693 upon T half. So unit of our rate constant will be time inverse, because we know this is constant, so it means there is no unit, and this is time, so unit of time rate constant will be K is equal to time inverse, that can be hour inverse, minute inverse, second inverse. So now we will discuss previous year JEE question that is based on this concept we have learned till now. So there is a question that is recently asked in JEE 2023. So there is a question is saying that there is a first order reaction and we have given rate constant value. We have to check correct statement out of these 4 statements. Let's see. Let's solve this question. Option A is saying that reaction completes in 1000 seconds, but we have already learned that first order reaction never completes. We can also prove this, that first order reaction never completes. We have already learned that there is a equation A is equal to A0 e to the power minus kT, where A is the final concentration and A0 is the initial concentration. When reaction is complete, it means final concentration should be 0. This will be A0 is equal to A0 e to the power minus kT. But we know that our initial concentration can't be 0. Then A0 does not equal to 0. Then this thing is this equation is only possible when e to the power minus kT will be 0. And we know that when this is only possible when e to the power minus infinite is 0. It means t is equal to infinite. By seeing this, we can say that first order reaction takes infinite time to take complete. It means first order reaction never completes. Now we will check option one by one, but for reducing our time in competitive exams, we can use elimination method for solving a question. Let's take option D. Option D is saying that value of unit of rate and rate constant for first order reaction have same unit, but we have already learned that unit for rate is equal to concentration upon time. We can take concentration as mole per liter, then value will be mole liter inverse, and this time will be go above. Then value for our rate for a reaction will be concentration upon time, and this will be mole liter inverse and time inverse. And we know that unit for rate constant for first order reaction is unit for rate constant, that is K, is time inverse for our first order reaction. It means our option D is also wrong and option A is also wrong. Now we can check option among B and C. Among those option B and C, we will see option B. Option B is, you are seeing that option B is saying that reaction has a half life of 500 seconds. We know that formula of half life for first order reaction is T half is equal to 0.693 upon K. Value of K is given to us 4.6 into 10 to the power minus 3 second inverse. So this will be, when we put this into equation, we get 4.6 into 10 to the power minus 3 second inverse. When we write 10 to the power minus 3 in above, we get 693 upon 4.6 second inverse. When we divide 693 by 4.6, we get the value around 150 seconds. It means our reaction has a half life 500 seconds. It means our option B is also wrong, because half life for this reaction is around 150 seconds. Now we will see option number C. So option C is saying that time required for 90% completion is 25 times required for 10% completion. It means time for requiring 10% completion is 25 times less than 90% completion. As we have learned that rate constant expression for first order reaction is K is equal to 1 upon T ln A0 upon A. Here A0 initial concentration of reactant, A and A is the final concentration. We can use this formula when we write this as T is equal to 1 upon K ln A0 upon A. When we want to find time required 10% complete, we have to write T as a T 10%. T 10% is equal to 1 upon K ln A0 upon 10% completion means our 10% reaction of reactant is converted into product. Then our 90% concentration of reactant is remaining. So our final concentration will be 90% of initial concentration. So this value will be T 10% is equal to 1 upon K ln, this A0 will be cancelled by this A0 and we got 1 upon K ln 10 by 9. So we can now we have to calculate time for 90% completing reaction. When we can write this T 90% 1 upon K ln A0. 90% completion means our 90% reactant is converted into product. Then our 10% concentration of reactant is remains. So our final concentration would be 10% of initial concentration. This will be A0 10 upon 100%. When we solve this, we get T 90% is equal to 1 upon K ln. This A0 will be cancelled by this and we get ln 10. And we know that value of ln is 1. So this will be 1 upon K. This is T 10% and this is T 90%. Now we will divide T 10% by T 90%. So T 10% upon T 90%. T 10% is 1 upon K ln 10 by 9 and T 10% is 1 upon K. So this 1 upon K will be cancelled by each other and we get ln 10 by 9. So we can also write this T ln 10 minus ln 9. Value of ln is 1 and from the property of logarithm we can also write this 2 ln 3. So we know that value of ln 3 is 0.48. When we do this calculation we get 0.96 and get 0.04. We can also write this as 4 by 100 and this will be 1 by 20. So T 10% is equal to T 90%. T 10% divided by T 90% is equal to 1 by 25. It means T 90% is 25 times 10%. It means our option number C is the correct answer. So we can easily solve this question with the concept we have learned till now. Thank you.